This is a HK 450 helicopter from Hobby King. Had several crashes. I'm showing you right now a tool that I created to help with inserting the belt up the tail boom. And the purpose of this obviously is to make it a little bit easier than normally has been for me. Of course, you know, the steps are pretty simple and straightforward. You have to first, what I do first is remove these, loosen that up, and of course loosen the tail slider assembly, then disconnect the ball link here and disconnect the ball link in the drive unit. Then I loosen all of these on both sides, and that permits me to slide the boom with the belt all the way forward. I reach in here and unhook the belt, then pull the whole tail rotor assembly out and leave the boom intact. So when I have the boom intact, then I put the belt over this tool, and by keeping the line straight up and down, I can keep the belt taut and insert the belt like this, and that orientation actually is the correct orientation to go around the drive gear. So when I actually first insert it, I'll put it in like this so that the belt goes over this end, keeping it tight. Then as I put it in place, when I finally get it up there, I'll rotate it left, which from here is rotating it clockwise, and then installing that on the gear gives me the correct rotation. Then remove the tool, secure this, and before I tighten everything down, I'll move the blades just to make sure that the rotor is going to move correctly, and then of course properly tension the belt by checking through this hole and adjust these screws on both sides. I like to use two drivers for that. I'll actually use a driver on this side and one from the other side to make sure that I'm adequately tightening both sides at the same time. Then of course the tail slider remains in place, and I just simply tighten this, making sure that it's straight up and down relative to the body, and then as I said, I just give the rotor a twist to make sure that the blade is moving in the correct direction, which is that as the blade rotates correctly, the blades on the tail rotor are coming up into the prop wash of the rotor. So that's it for my tail boom assembly belt replacing. One last thing I wanted to mention was to show you this servo that I was very fortunate to find. This particular servo is an MKS P03. It's a digital .07 high-speed metal gear servo that is intended for tail rotor operation. It drives very, very well off of the Hobby King copy of the 401B gyro. One interesting thing that I noted by using this servo, I had to reduce the gyro gain in the transmitter from about 60, 62 down to about 27 to give me the correct amount of damping without tail lag when I was in flight. So that's it. This is the HK 450 with Bob's special tail boom belt tool.